Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Embrace the Chase, where we are interviewing well over 100 entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers over the next year to pick their brains, kind of learn more about their stories, and see if there's anything that they can pass on to us that we can learn as well. And today we have Sahrita Wilson on, which is really exciting because she is all the way down in New Zealand. The reason why I'm saying all the way down is I'm up here in the United States near Cincinnati, Ohio. Excited to have you on, Sahrita, and really excited to pick your brain on some things. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Thank you. No, I'm really excited to talk with you and dive into the depth of my story. I haven't actually shared it with many people, so ask away.
I love it. I'm pumped up. So today's kind of, I guess we could say, structure for the interview. We're gonna have Sarita kind of tell her story. And from what I hear so far, it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be a lot for us to learn from it. But out of that, she has a huge passion in regards to coaching and helping other people, mainly around helping them find their passions in life, as well as health. So, Sarita, you just kind of take it from here, and I'll just jump in randomly, periodically. But I'm excited just to learn about you.
Okay, well, when you said you wanted to learn about my story, I was thinking to myself, where do I start? Because I've had a lot of directions in life, a lot of angles, you could say. And I've not finished a lot of things that I've started. And it all really started. My obsession with learning actually started when I was about 12 years old. I was sitting at home watching Sky TV, out of all things, and I was really fascinated with documentaries. And I remember I was at home and I got obsessed with this book series called Horrible Science. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's
Yeah.
a very geeky scientific book series. And I sort of went through high school not really knowing myself other than being an artist. So I never pursued the science thing. Um, and then when I was about 15, I became suddenly obsessed about nutrition. I don't know if that's really normal, but basically I went through this stage where I picked up my first nutrition book. My sister, I have to thank her actually. She's a medical professional. She had it lying around. I read that thing, and I just wanted to learn everything about the human body, like why food, when we put it in our body, it makes us feel better, and or better or worse. So I went through a big phase doing that, still being an artist, full time right up until I was about 18, and after that, I thought, well, I'm going to try and experiment and try this whole nutrition thing. And I went down to the University of Otago and I wanted to formally study, human nutrition and see where that took me. But studying out my whole life, I actually felt really stupid when I was at university. I didn't know anything about science. I just knew that I wanted to learn about the human body. And I kind of got derailed from that path because it just didn't feel right at the time. And this is crazy. This is where it get crazy. I spent a year waitressing in Auckland, the biggest city in New Zealand, and sort of just, a year away from home, having fun. And then straight after that, what did I do? Oh, I decided that I would try and get a building apprenticeship. So I wanted to just experiment. I didn't know what to do, what my truth was. And so I did that. I ended up getting a job on a site for about 4 months. And evidently that fell through. Determined to find what it was that I was, meant to do. Because I thought, well, I'm too dumb to go to university. I didn't do well at that. Um, I decided to study mechanical engineering. I thought, well, you know, that's uses your brain and it's practical, so why not try that? And
That is pretty intense.
yeah, yeah. So a few things went on there. I was just experimenting with, you know, what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and so I did the mechanical engineering, and eventually got a part-time job through a company, and then basically got poached with a bigger company to do what I'm doing now, in my full-time job. Um, and I guess fast forward in that process, I've been there for 3.5 years. And I would say those 3 years have even been more crazy. um, so I've been working full time, but I've actually been, you know, studying all aspects of life that I possibly could have dived into. I'm 23 years old, right? So I think I've done a lot of stuff. Um, but what it's all led back to is nutrition and health and wellness. And where I'm at right now is I believe I'm studying one of the best programs in the world, with holistic health. So I'm very happy. I'm very, very focused. I mean, I just spent the whole weekend just studying, and you know, almost every day after work. So just so I can have the skills that I need, so that I can be a really good mentor and coach. Because health for me, I take very seriously. People are not living even the basics of what we need to be human, right? So that's kind of what I've gone through, and then, you know, I love my personal adventures. I'm an adventurer. I like to climb mountains. I like to skydive. I yeah, I do many things. So yeah.
I say your Facebook always has pictures of you doing something crazy. I'm like, she's just living the life. Now, I'm surprised I haven't seen you on a yacht or something, like sailing off into the distance. It's pretty cool. But
Thank
so
you.
question for you then. You're studying a lot to be a holistic coach someday. What's the I guess how do I phrase this question properly? Are there any specific books or any like mentors, whether they're online or in person, that have really inspired you or continue to kind of help lead and guide you?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could say there was like a dead zone of learning from about 12 to really my 20s, because I was learning about life and everything, but it was a few years ago I discovered that, you know, Tai Lopez, for example, and I was part of his 67 steps, and just learning to love learning surprised the heck out of me. You know, that you can get this feeling when you read a book and you get the knowledge and you facilitate that to others. It was like this. It's a great feeling. So
Such a
I
good
would
point.
say, sorry.
Such a good point. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no. He's definitely inspired me a lot. That guy. And I'm in a few of his other programs as well. So that's what I'm simultaneously trying to get through, so that I can, you know, mix business and, um, I guess, acknowledgement of mentors and knowledge as it is with holistic coaching. Um, I would say Ty. I would say Paul Check. Paul Check is amazing. Not many people acknowledge him, but the guy is an absolute genius. Pioneer of so many things, so many amazing inventions, for human biomechanic assessment tools, and the Czech Institute, which is what I'm a part of. So I'm studying through them, and it's amazing the amount of knowledge that is surpassed in society. So I'm really excited to be a part of that. And a funny one is you might recognize a guy called JP Sears.
JP, yeah. Love JP.
Yeah. Yeah, so I only discovered him this year, but I actually have a few connections to him, and his background is in the Czech professional field, and
Huh.
I love his humor, but he's actually like a high level practitioner, and he's all about health. He's quite sarcastic in his videos about health and veganism or meat eating, whatever it is. But he actually is kind of taking a dig at himself, or yeah. So I'm very inspired by that guy. Yeah, big time.
I love it. He's hilarious. So, no, that's really cool. So, Ty and all that, how did you kind of come across Ty? Was it just like a random ad on Facebook or?
Interesting. I think I was spending a lot of time by myself. I was working full time. I was skydiving every weekend. But there was no learning going on. Learning to skydive is pretty intense, but there was no, what's next? What am I actually going to do? Because I know I'm not happy right now with everything. So I think it was YouTube. I think I might have, I know what it was. The very first video that I watched was How Not to Procrastinate on the Shortness of Life by Seneca, and Ty was giving a book review. And to this day, I say that book is one of the most amazing philosophical books that inspired me, to think differently and to think with passion.
I love it. Just out of curiosity, because kind of a similar thing happened to me about a year ago. I was frustrated with where I was at in life and happened to stumble across Ty. So I found it very interesting just in my life over the last year, some of the people that I've met online, like you and a lot of these Facebook groups, it seems to be that Ty's impacted them. Now, I don't know if this is probably the right question to ask or the right phrasing. I don't even know if I should even mention this, but I'll just do it anyway. There's a lot of like negative stereotypes around Ty and like who he is and the perception of him being like a scam artist or whatnot. But I feel like he's changed my life in a lot of ways, and I've seen him change other people's lives. So I don't know, maybe if that even ties back to what you're studying with holistic coaching. But like you mentioned, JP's pretty sarcastic. I guess if I was to make a question out of this, how, based on the skills and knowledge you've acquired so far, how would you deal with people that are like that? People who are looking for their truth in life, or people that are looking for help, but at the same time are way too, not analytical is probably the right word, but too closed off to opportunity. Is that making sense? Is that even a good question? I don't know.
I'm perceiving that. So the first half of that question is about Ty.
I guess the right way to phrase it, I see a lot of people online say things like, man, I really wish I could change my life. I really wish I could find my purpose in my life and my passion. But when they hear of people like Ty or other people who, in my opinion, have, so let's say when you're coaching someday and you become a figure like Ty, how do you think you can break down those barriers, or what do you think allowed you to let that opportunity into your life rather than what most people do? They just judge it and assume that they'll figure out their life's purpose another way. I don't know if that even makes any sense. How did you figure out that you were open to learning? That's probably the best way to put it.
I'll interpret it my own way.
Go for it. I'm still struggling to figure out how to ask the question.
Okay, well, I'll touch base on the whole Thai thing because I think I've an opinion and perspective on that, right? So, for me, if someone is acting like a mentor to you and you're receiving that and that's changing your life, and maybe, maybe that's someone like Hugh Hefner. A lot of people that's controversial because they don't agree with his morals or ethics or values. But the lessons he's taught that me, for example, in this situation, would be so valuable to change my life. Well, then I just have a saying in my head: take the essence and let go. And it means, take the best of what you can learn from people and let go of the shadow sides that you see. Because it's really common that people focus on judgment. They focus on the wrong things. They focus on things that shouldn't require so much energy and thought. Thinking that Ty's a scam and all this. One, my perception is that he's not. He's absolutely amazing at what he does. And he just shares his life. And people just somewhat disagree with a part of his life. But he shares a lot of goodness in the world. That's my opinion, and he's changed thousands of lives. But regardless, you're always going to get people like that. You're always going to get naysayers and judges and people that are just concerned about wasteful energy. And it's because they don't actually have better things to do. So that would be the whole Thai part of that.
You answered that exactly how I wanted it.
Oh,
That
very
was
good.
perfect. Absolutely perfect. I was like over here writing notes when you said focus on the light, not the dark, because that's perfect. So
oh, well, good.
we'll pivot the questions then. I'll kind of go this direction.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for someone then who is younger? Because when you were telling your story, you talked about 18 to 20 and then 20 to 23 right now. You've been working full time and still learning your passion and going after it. So what kind of advice would you have for someone who is still in that phase where they're trying to figure out what their purpose and passion is? How did you get yourself in the right mind frame to start to discover what you were passionate about?
Well, okay, I could say, actually, it's a saying I had heard through Thai, so we'll keep that. I know, right? I definitely quote a lot of the mentors that I learn off because it helps reciprocate. Experiment with what works, and double down on what works and cut the rest. I had that mentality before I knew about Thai, before I knew about mentors, before I had no one. I always had friends and people that I connected with, but very few people that I could actually share the viewpoint that I had of experimenting with what worked and cutting the rest. Why? Because it's dangerous. Because when you experiment all the time, you start new things, you always have this place in your heart that is, actually I should say your brain, you're judging what others judge of you. If you're starting things all the time, you worry about, maybe I should just do one thing. I should stay focused. I should, eventually I'll start loving it. That's what people sort of think. I'll just go to university. I'll just eventually start loving it. But you know what? I think that experimenting was the best thing for me. I'm a highly passionate person, and anyone that knows me that when I start something, I go all in. I get tunnel vision. I just get obsessed about every little detail in it. And if I find out that, there's more negatives, there's less reciprocation than I thought there would be, I quickly make a decision to cut it out. And that can usually mean, losing a job or traveling somewhere or whatever. And that's every situation I've been in has had that. And So yeah, I guess to repeat myself, experimenting and having the spiritual courage to experiment and not care what people think. That's what I would say. So
I love that. You should definitely find a way to make it to Thrive next year. So there's a conference
right.
called Thrive. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I actually I was very entertained watching you guys on social media.
Marshall and us? Yes. You should
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
come next year. Definitely.
Whereabouts is it?
Usually it's in Vegas, and I believe he said it will be in Vegas next year. He's been deciding between there or San Diego.
Okay.
So I know there'll
Well,
be a pretty big jump for you.
I do have a secret, but I can't reveal it yet. So I will be paying a visit soon, sooner or later, but
There
just
you
how
go.
and when.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'll wrap everything up with one last question. Take
Okay.
your time on this. If you want to go on a tangent, feel free. It's the same question I ask everybody that I end on the interviews, and it's what's on your heart right now? Is there something you want to share with people, or is there just something that you want people to know about you? You can take that however way you'd like.
Hmm. What's in my heart right now? I like that question. um, I would say, I guess everything for me, I'm very much projecting outwards. So I've learned, like today, for example, I've learned a lot of information. I'm like a regurgitating machine. If you want me to, you can ask me questions about health, and I would regurgitate it. So what I would say is, what's in my heart is to focus on self love more than anything. And that's not just sitting with yourself in a room and thinking, oh, I love myself, or staring at a mirror and talking to yourself, I love you, and all this sort of stuff. Um, I think self love is eating right, eating right. That is self love. Giving yourself movement, give yourself movement, and giving yourself time for quietness. How much time do you need each day for self love? So I'm sort of like looking at it from different angles, but the last one is happiness. That's also self love. So yeah.
That's a really good point. Not to like, man. I don't even know
I
like
can't
how
answer
to
things simply.
like.
Sorry.
No. The point that you made about like figuring out how much time you need to yourself each day. Um, that's actually something I've been thinking about a lot lately. So that's ironic. But I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the chance and doing an interview. You definitely inspire a lot of people online. There's a ton of people that follow you, and anytime you post content, I know people are like, Sarita's doing whatever. Marshall's actually the original person who connected me to you and told me to start
Wow,
following your content. So I think that's
that's
really cool, and
amazing.
I've heard a lot of people speak very highly of you. So I'm definitely going to make sure that this gets shared, gets sent out, so more people can know about you because you are somebody that has impacted my life, and I know you're going to continue to impact other people's. So I really appreciate you, Sarita.
Wow, thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, anything else you want to
I
say
give you
before
your
I wrap things
time.
up?
I would say I appreciate everything that you do.
Oh,
It's amazing.
appreciate
It's
it.
amazing. You're helping people express what they do, which is what we want to find in life, right? We want to find someone to be appreciated through, and what better place to do it than social media? So it's
True.
really cool. You're pulling out the truth for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying. Well,
Okay, you get some sleep.
oh yes, most definitely. But would love to have you on the show here probably in another 6 months or so, just to kind of see where
Yeah.
you're at in life, where things have changed, and really anything else you want to give back to the community. But I appreciate you, Saw, and hope you have a
Yes.
fantastic night.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, see you later.